Hello and a very warm welcome to Grow English Mastery. My name is Scarlett, and I am so glad you are here for a lesson that feels like it was pulled directly from today's headlines. Have you ever heard the English phrase, to be hoisted by your own petard? It's a fascinating idiom that means to be hurt or defeated by the very weapon or trap that you created to harm someone else. Well, just this morning, on July Honest, we witnessed a real-life example of this ultimate irony in a battle between two of the world's most powerful men. Today, the explosive feud between President Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk has taken a shocking new turn. This isn't just a war of words anymore. The president has proposed a new line of attack, and in a stunning plot twist, he wants to use Elon Musk's own creation as the weapon against him. It is a story so full of irony. It's hard to believe it's not from a movie. Our learning goals for today are to dive deep into this real-world drama. First, we will understand the latest escalation in this incredible feud. Second, we will learn 10 essential vocabulary words that are key to understanding politics and finance. Third, we will master two very useful grammar points. The second conditional, for talking about hypothetical situations, and infinitives of purpose, for explaining why actions are taken. And finally, you'll get some great tips on how to practice this new language. This lesson will show you how to understand the complex language of power, politics, and personal rivalries. So, let's get started and unravel this incredible story. To understand today's news, we need to quickly remember where this conflict started. As we've discussed, this feud began when Elon Musk fiercely criticized a massive new economic bill from the Trump administration. Musk's main argument was that the bill would massively increase government spending and add to America's already huge national debt. The disagreement became very public and very personal, leading to what many called a political breakup. The situation got even more intense when Musk, expressing his frustration with both major political parties, called for a new political party that actually cares about the people, just last night, on June 30th. This brings us to the events of this morning, July Honest. President Trump has escalated the conflict dramatically. He went on his social media platform, Truth Social, and proposed a new plan. He suggested that a government organization should investigate and possibly cut billions of dollars in federal funding that goes to Elon Musk's companies, like Tesla and SpaceX. In his post, he attacked Musk directly and personally. He claimed that Elon Musk receives more government money than anyone else in history. He wrote, "Without government funding, Elon would probably have had to close his companies and pack his bags and go back to South Africa." He argued that if the government cut this funding for rocket tests, satellites, and electric cars, the country would save a fortune. Then he made his specific proposal. He asked, "Maybe we should have Doge look into this. Would save big money." So what is Doge? DOGE stands for the Department of Government Efficiency. And this, right here, is the incredible, unbelievable twist in the story. The great irony is that DOGE is an organization that Elon Musk himself worked tirelessly to create. He was a major force behind its creation. The entire purpose of DOGE was to find ways to cut wasteful government spending. Musk used his influence to help DOGE cut budgets and even fire federal employees, all in the name of saving money. Now, in a stunning turn of events, President Trump is proposing to use Musk's own creation, his own tool for efficiency, against him. He is suggesting that the most efficient thing to do would be to cut the funding to Musk's own companies. It is a masterful political move, a real-life example of being hoisted by your own petard. And the stakes are incredibly high. This is not just a symbolic threat. Elon Musk's business empire is deeply connected to the U.S. government. Over the years, his companies, including Tesla and SpaceX, have received at least $38 billion in government contracts, loans, subsidies, and tax breaks. This government support was a key foundation that helped him become the world's richest person. SpaceX, for example, holds the primary contract with NASA for the Starship project, which is planned to take astronauts back to the Moon and eventually to Mars. This public feud is already having real-world consequences. Elon Musk is facing heavy criticism from many people, and the stock prices of his companies have been falling. This latest move by the president is the most serious threat yet to Musk's businesses. Now, to better understand this complex and ironic situation, let's learn some key vocabulary. Here are 10 important terms from our story. Our first word: funding. Funding is spelled F-U-N-D-I-N-G. Funding is money given by a government or organization for a special purpose. For example, the president proposed cutting federal funding for Musk's companies. Our school received funding for a new library. Our second word: budget. Budget is spelled B-U-D-G-E-T. A budget is a plan that shows how much money you have and how you will spend it. For example, Musk was worried the new bill would increase the government budget deficit. I need to create a monthly budget to save more money. Our third term: national debt. National debt is spelled N-A-T-I-O-N-A-L-D-E-B-T. The national debt is the total amount of money that a country's government has borrowed. For example, Musk is concerned about the growing national debt. Reducing the national debt is a major political challenge. Our fourth word: irony. Irony is spelled I-R-O-N-Y. Irony is a situation that is strange or funny because it is the opposite of what you expect. For example, the great irony is that Trump wants to use Musk's own creation against him. In a strange irony, the firefighter's house burned down. Our fifth term: escalate. Escalate is spelled E-S-C-A-L-A-T-E. To escalate means to become or make something become greater, more serious, or more intense. For example, the feud between the two men has continued to escalate. A small disagreement can sometimes escalate into a big fight. Our sixth term, government contract. Government contract is spelled government contract. A government contract is a formal agreement for a private company to provide goods or services to the government. For example, SpaceX has billions of dollars in government contracts with NASA. Winning a government contract can be very profitable for a business. Our seventh word, efficiency. Efficiency is spelled E-F-F-I-C-I-E-N-C-Y. Efficiency is the quality of working well in a quick and organized way, without wasting time or energy. For example, DOGE is the Department of Government Efficiency. Solar panels can increase the energy efficiency of your home. Our eighth phrase, to turn the tables. This is an idiom. To turn the tables means to change a situation so that you now have an advantage over someone who previously had an advantage over you. For example, by suggesting the use of Doge, Trump is trying to turn the tables on Musk. She was losing the chess game, but she made a brilliant move and turned the tables on her opponent. Our ninth word, backfire. Backfire is spelled B-A-C-K-F-I-R-E. If a plan backfires, it has the opposite result from the one you intended. For example, Musk's creation of Doge might backfire on him spectacularly. His plan to surprise his friend backfired when his friend wasn't home. And our 10th word, deficit. Deficit is spelled D-E-F-I-C-I-T. A deficit is the total amount by which money spent is more than money received. For example, Musk argued the bill would lead to a huge budget deficit. The company has had a trade deficit for the past 3 years. These are fantastic words for understanding this story. Now, let's look at the grammar we need to discuss these hypothetical and strategic situations. Our first grammar point today is the second conditional. We use this to talk about imaginary, hypothetical, or unreal situations in the present or future. It's perfect for exploring the what if scenario that President Trump has proposed. The structure is if plus past simple, would plus base verb. The if clause describes the imaginary condition, and the main clause describes the imaginary result. Let's look at President Trump's suggestion. He is imagining a future where the funding is cut. We can express this with the second conditional. If we cut his funding, the country would save a fortune. Here, the past simple form cut is used to show it's a hypothetical idea, not a real plan yet. Let's look at more examples of this unreal situation. If SpaceX lost its NASA contracts, its future would be in danger. Elon Musk would have to fire many employees if the government stopped all subsidies. If I were Elon Musk, I would be very worried right now. Note: in the second conditional, It is common and grammatically correct to use were instead of was for all subjects, including I, he, she, and it. This is a great structure for giving advice or exploring possibilities. For example, if I had more time, I would travel the world. Our second grammar point is using the infinitive of purpose. This sounds complicated, but it is actually very simple. It just means using to plus verb to explain why someone does something. It answers the question, why? Let's look at our story. Why did Musk help create Doge? He helped create Doge to find ways to reduce government spending. Why did Trump make his proposal? He made his proposal to put pressure on Elon Musk. Why does SpaceX have a contract with NASA? It has a contract to take astronauts to the moon. Why am I making this video? I am making this video to help you learn English. You use this structure all the time in your daily life. I went to the store to buy milk. She is studying hard to pass her exams. He exercises every day to stay healthy. The infinitive of purpose is a simple and clear way to explain your motivation. For practice, try to answer these questions using an infinitive of purpose. Why do you learn English? Why do you listen to music? Why do you eat breakfast? To finish, I want to share another quick, inspirational story about an invention that had unintended consequences, but in a wonderful way. It's a story about a plan that backfired into a huge success. The story of the post. It note. In the 1960s, a scientist at the company 3M named Dr. Spencer Silver was trying to invent a super strong, powerful adhesive or glue, but his experiment was a failure. Instead, he accidentally created the opposite, a very weak, low-tack adhesive that could be stuck and unstuck easily without leaving a mark. No one knew what to do with it. It was a useless invention. Years later, a colleague of his, Art Fry, was singing in his church choir. He was getting frustrated because the little pieces of paper he used as bookmarks in his hymn book kept falling out. Suddenly, he remembered his colleague's failed invention. What if he could use that weak glue to create a bookmark that would stick to the page but could be removed without damaging it? He put the weak adhesive on a small piece of paper, and the post-it note was born. It was a perfect solution that came from an accidental discovery. The original purpose of the project was to create a strong glue, but its ultimate unintended purpose was to create one of the most useful and famous office products in history. It's a wonderful reminder that sometimes our creations can take on a life of their own in ways we could never imagine. Today, we have witnessed the ultimate irony in a clash of titans. Let's review our key takeaways. First, we learned about the latest escalation in the feud between Trump and Musk, where the president has threatened to use Musk's own creation, the Doge, to cut his government funding. Second, we learned 10 key vocabulary words for this topic, including funding, irony, backfire, and national debt. Third, we mastered 2 important grammar points. The second conditional, for talking about hypothetical situations, and the infinitive of purpose, for explaining why we do things. I hope this lesson has shown you that you can understand even the most current and complex news stories. By learning the language and the context, you empower yourself. Thank you so much for your focus and for joining me today at Grow English Mastery. If you found this lesson interesting and useful, please tell us what you think in the comments. And please don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend who loves a good story, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting lessons. Keep learning, stay curious, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Goodbye for now.